It is officially summertime, and for many of us, that might mean we are busy chasing our kids around, running to summer camps, maybe traveling or just spending time with your family, or maybe you're still working your full-time job. But this summer is the perfect time to invest into your Etsy print-on-demand shop to get it ready for the busy fall season. Now, that might seem impossible given the crazy schedule that you probably have going on these next couple months, but that's why today I am launching a 5-week Etsy Shop Summer Challenge. It's going to be 5 weeks, 5 different lessons, and each of those lessons is going to be based in what I have learned from studying new shops that are being successful. In case you missed this video here, I recently talked about what are new shops doing that are making them successful on Etsy. So our summer shop challenge is going to be based in those things that we found doing that research on new shops. And most importantly, these are going to be things you can squeeze into your busy summer schedule. Each week is going to build on the week before. And by the end of 5 weeks, my goal for you is to have listings live that are optimized, well-researched, and you have a good foundation going into the fall to build a profitable Etsy print-on-demand shop. If we haven't met before, hi, my name is Emily. I am a busy mom of 2 and former educator who scaled her shop to multi-six figures with 0 design experience and 0 business experience. One of the things that I am most passionate about is helping new Etsy sellers or those that are stuck in the messy middle be able to grow their print-on-demand shops in a simple but scalable way. And to make sure that you don't miss a single video in this 5-week challenge, go ahead and hit subscribe below so that way you'll get notifications each week when one gets released. Okay, let's dive into lesson number 1. And this one is based on a mistake that I made very early on in my Etsy shop. When I first started selling on Etsy, I started like many people do, selling t-shirts and sweatshirts. And honestly, early on, I kind of kept bebopping around a lot. So I would list a few t-shirts and feel like, oh, this just isn't working. So then I would move and I would list a few sweatshirts. And then after that, I decided, well, these don't seem to be selling either. So I'm going to try listing a few tank tops. And every few weeks, I just had a new idea. I was really switching between niches. I was trying to do different trends. I was trying different products. And honestly, that pivoting just kept pulling me away from being able to learn more about the actual product I was selling and the customer I was trying to sell to. Every time I switched products or niches, I really reset my learning curve. And nothing seemed to really be improving because I kept switching focus. I kept going from one product to another, one niche to another. And every time I did that, it just felt like it was taking longer and longer for things to actually stick and for me to get better at what I was doing. The moment things really changed for me is when I decided to stop, slow down, and have a focus in my Etsy shop. Now, I have studied many new successful shops on Etsy in the past, and there is one thing that I see most frequently happen in a lot of these shops, and that is that they pick a focus. They will pick a focus on a product type to get started, and they will start with one niche at a time. So here is a common thread that I found when studying all of these new shops on Etsy. And of course, I will always put a disclaimer, there are always outliers to this. But generally, when it comes to brand new shops that I see start taking off pretty quickly, one common thing is that they have that focus. They focus on 1, maybe 2 products at the beginning, and they're also focused on one general overarching niche. Now, obviously, they will expand, that will grow, they might pivot, and that's totally fine. But here is why that works, especially if you are earlier on in your shop. When you are able to focus on one product type and one kind of general niche or customer type, you're able to dig in deep. You're able to understand what designs really work on this product, what mock-ups really work on this product, what keywords do I see often coming up. You're able to really create a strong and optimized product and listing without feeling like you have to start over. Every product that you potentially sell on Etsy is going to have its own little nuances. Selling a candle is going to be different than selling a t-shirt. Selling a t-shirt is going to be different than selling a can cooler. All of these products have their own nuances when it comes to design, SEO, listings, pricing. And so if you're constantly starting over, it's going to be really challenging to be able to continue on and grow, as opposed to if you kind of stay put and focus. So that is going to be an important part of this process. Basically, my goal for you is I want you to become an expert in your product type. I want you to have consistency. I want you to feel like you can really pull together a listing, know exactly what is popular in that product or for your customer type because you have become an expert at it. The other thing that is helpful is that it can also help you in terms of Etsy knowing exactly who you are and who you're selling to. Now, I will put out there, we don't know how the Etsy algorithm truly works. I mean, I think some people say that they do. There are some things that we kind of know and kind of assume. But if you are consistently posting one kind of product type and approaching similar niches or customer types, it is going to be easier for Etsy's algorithm to know exactly where to place you for customers. All right, so enough yapping for me. I want to show you exactly what this looks like. I have an example of a shop here that is only 4 months old, and they have made about 230 plus sales. Now, 230 sales doesn't sound crazy, but for those of you who are just starting on Etsy, having over 200 sales in 4 months is absolutely incredible. And I think this is a testament to this lesson that we are learning today about focus. As I said, this shop is 4 months old, and you can see here they seem to be specializing in the party niche. Now, you all know that is a niche that I am absolutely loving in 2026. So this is a great one to consider, and it is obviously working for this new shop here. She is also selling tapestries, and as I've talked about before, theming those for those specific parties. But she has certainly become an expert at selling tapestries in the party space, which has allowed her shop to grow because I can tell that she is absolutely focused and has a laser focus on the niche that she's selling in and the products that she is selling. And just to show you that this is not a fluke, here is another shop that is a prime example. They have only been open for about 6 months and they have over 2,700 sales, which is absolutely astounding. And again, this is just to show you that focusing on one product type can truly go a long way, because my assumption is that this seller is really able to narrow in on what's working, what is selling well in candles, and how can they attract their customers by selling this product and keeping it simple. All right, so for this week's challenge, I'm going to give you a short task that you can easily fit into a 15-minute window over the next week. And my goal for you is to give you these tasks every week that are going to move the needle forward, but be things that are simple and doable for you during this busy summer schedule. The first challenge will be for those that are starting from nothing. Maybe you are just starting your print on demand journey. And the second challenge will be for those that are already selling on Etsy and trying to build some momentum and success in their own shops. So how do you actually figure out what your thing is for your shop, your product, maybe your first customer that you want to focus on? And that's where I'm going to lean on my formula, the person plus moment formula. What I want you to do is start brainstorming different people in your life or yourself that you have experience with. Think about hobbies, think about careers, think about identities. So maybe you're a mom. Maybe you like to make homemade bread. Maybe you play mahjong. Maybe you work for a living as a lawyer. Those are going to be the things I want you to brainstorm. These different identities, these different people. Maybe it's your husband's career. Maybe it's your grandma's hobbies. I want you to brainstorm anything that you have familiarity with, and don't feel like anything is too small. I want you to write it all down. The next thing I want you to brainstorm on a piece of paper are moments. Now, this is not just gift. I want you to think graduation, retirement, appreciation, end of the school year, sports team, end of season. things like that, that I want you to brainstorm anything like that that might be associated with those people or just generally. Again, maybe things you have experienced. Maybe you've planned a bachelorette party before. Maybe you've planned a birthday party before. Most of us have. So thinking about those things, and that's going to take a little bit. And so just have a piece of paper nearby, and as something comes to mind, jot it down. And again, I don't want you to feel like anything is too small. For example, I am a coffee lover. That could be something you put down as well. So I want you to think of everything, because more important than the product type that you pick is, who are we selling to? Who are we focused on? Because that is going to help us decide what that product is. Now, that's for those who haven't sold print on demand before, but if you have been selling print on demand and gotten started, what I want you to do is look at your shop. I want you to assess which product type, or maybe two types, have been selling best for you. And if they haven't been selling yet, that's okay. But look at what has been getting favorites, maybe some more views than other things. What products do you enjoy listing? And so I want you to pick one, maybe two at most, of those products to focus on for the next 5 weeks. And that is going to be your main focus. And I would love to hear from you guys. If you're a brand new seller and you haven't started before, what person and moment do you feel like might be best for you to start with? Or if you are a current Etsy print on demand seller, what product are you going to focus on during our 5-week challenge? And I want you to drop those in the comments below, so that way we can cheer each other on over the next 5 weeks. Now, in next week's video of the challenge, we are going to be digging one layer deeper and looking at, what are Etsy buyers actually looking for? What is in demand on Etsy? And this might be the most important question that you ask yourself throughout this entire process. I will be showing you the exact research method I use to scale my own Etsy shop and that I still use today. And as always, if you want more support in this process of growing a profitable Etsy shop, you can always join us in the Gift Lab community. I will include the link below in the show notes. And every week I am helping our students be able to figure out what should they sell on Etsy and so much more. So you can come join us free for 7 days and make sure it's a good fit for you. And as always, don't forget to hit like or subscribe below so you don't miss the next video in our summer shop challenge. My name is Emily. I look forward to seeing you next time.